What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another About Teams video. Today, we're going to be recapping the Timberwolves Nuggets. Could have been an end of the season rant for the Timberwolves, but instead, they go out there and pull it up. They win by 45 points and force a Game 7 back in Denver. The defending champs are on the ropes back home. And I think this series is one of the weirder 7 games. You know, you would think like 7 games, all hard-fought battles. It's been, however, kind of a different story this series. It's been Timberwolves throughout kind of game 1 was close for the most part, but then the Timberwolves pulled away. But game 2, the Timberwolves just straight up punked the Nuggets, bullied them. Went up 2-0. Everyone thought, talking heads, a sweep's coming. And then we saw Denver punk the Wolves in game 3, win somewhat a close one in game 4, and then just Jokic, one of the best performances we've ever seen, to go up 3-2. And then a lot of people, including kind of myself, with a little bit of confidence, had the Nuggets winning this series in 6, just with all the momentum. But then you get this, a 45-point game, and number one takeaway, obviously, is the defense. In this series, they've allowed 2 games, but 80 points or under, 70 points today. It was just Karl Anthony Towns. I know he only scored 10 points, 0 for 4 from 3. Doesn't really pop up in the box score, but his impact on Jokic on defense, if he stays out of foul trouble, he's the best defender on Jokic. And it's just a matchup-wise, because we've seen Rudy try to defend him. He just, obviously can't. But Karl, gives him, good defense. I don't know what it is. I know Karl's improved as a defender. But it was a huge credit because Jokic is going to get his. 22, if you were to take that every game, I would, sign me up. It's if I were to know next game Jokic is going to get 22 points, I would take that. Just the ability he was able to do, grabbing offensive rebounds early, not forcing anything. Obviously, Anthony Edwards did his thing. And what did I talk about? If we wanted to win these games, we would have to have someone step up. Jaden McDaniels shows up to the party. 21 points, 8 of 10 shooting. I think 3 for 5 from deep, 5 for 5 from 2-point range. We needed him tonight. And when he gets going, one of the best defenders in the league, we know that. But his shooting, it has been there. But this kind of after post All-Star break, it's kind of fallen off. And then obviously Mike Conley's presence was huge. Rudy Gobert did his thing. Nikhil Alexander-Walker off the bench. It's not even like the Timberwolves shot the ball great. I think not great 3-point shooting game for the team, but their defense was pretty good. I loved the double teams on Jokic. And obviously the Nuggets just kind of took a lot of 3-pointers to try and get back in this game early on. But it just didn't work. The shots weren't falling. And I think we're going to meet somewhere in the middle because over, I think, 2 out of 3 games, the Nuggets were shooting close to 50% from 3, which is also just unsustainable, I think. But also, I think they shot 19% from this game. So I think it will meet somewhere in the middle for Game 7. I'm just excited to watch it. Obviously, this is my team. I'm proud of the way they performed. Even the most optimism Timberwolves fan would not tell you that they were up 50 points in the 4th quarter. Nuggets were up 9-2 to start the game before there was 2 20-plus runs in this game, 20-0 runs from the Timberwolves. Just unreal stuff, and I'm happy. Now this sets up a Game 7 Sunday, and I'm excited. Believe in my boys. And I'm just happy we're here taking the champs. We have them on the ropes.
Yeah, using your boxing terms, this is kind of like 2 heavyweight fighters just going absolute blow for blow. Like you said, blowouts in Game 2 and now blowouts in Game 6. It's just they're throwing their heavy hitters, and I think we're in for a masterful Game 7 because I can't see either one of the teams, crumbling and losing by 30. They're going to give
It wouldn't surprise me, though, with this series, the way it's gone. If one team, the Nuggets win by 30, or, the Timberwolves win by 30, which I would love. But
but this is where, guys like Anthony Edwards can prove why he's a top 5 player in the league if he puts up, fantastic Game 7. And even if they don't beat the Nuggets, like he can kind of put himself up there. And if he does beat the Nuggets, then he's really looking at potentially being the face of the league and obviously moving his team on to the Western Conference Finals, which it's their first. It would be their first if they move on.
Second. So
Second.
coincidentally, 20 years exactly from the date Game 7 will be when if I'm getting this right, if I have my history right, when the Timberwolves beat the Kings and made it to the Western Conference Finals, where they lost to the Kobe and Shaq Lakers. But it'd be their second time only. And as you see in the image here, you have pulled up the 21 on his finger represents KG. It's Kevin Garnett's birthday that on Sunday. So I don't know if it's some signs. We'll see.
The stars are aligning.
Yeah. So it would be the second time ever. And I don't think I've mentioned this before. I think whoever wins this is going to the finals. Whoever wins this game. I have respect for Dallas and Oklahoma City, but I think these are the two best teams in the West, at least I think, when you look at just kind of the overall body of work. And I think the winner of this will probably most likely win the Western Conference Finals and maybe even the NBA Finals.
I agree with you. I think these are the two best teams in the West. Seeding doesn't show it, obviously, because there's not a 1 seed. But, Oklahoma City, like we talked about before, maybe was more so playing for that 1 seed. And these teams are more so preparing for making deeper runs. But last night, Minnesota's the defense that you've talked about and that we've seen all year was on perfect display. They handled Jokic. He still had 22 and 9, but you talked about, everyone around him, you couldn't let an Aaron Gordon beat you, and they did not. I think Jamal Murray shot 4 for 18 from the field.
He's been really on or off.
He had an atrocious night. So,
that calf looked like it was bothering him the most I've ever seen it in the series because he was missing some bunnies. Because when you guard Jokic like this double team, you're going to let other people get some shots. Not sure. I mean, Game 7 isn't until Sunday, so obviously I have some time to rest. Anthony Edwards also had a back thing. He had a hard foul, but looked good. Says he'll be right for Game 7.
It helps when you're 22 years old. You can you can recover from that a little easier.
Yeah. So I think the final. Shout out to the Timberwolves, 45-point win. But I think the best thing you can learn from this is they did this in Game 3, basically. I think it was 27-28, but they straight up punked the Nuggets. And then they got to Game 3 and were humbled very quickly. So I know this, I think, and I have confidence that this team isn't doing any victory laps because it's a Game 7 back in Denver against the defending champion. Denver's favored, or most likely, but they should be at home. I think they'll be ready. They won't be in over their heads, and they just got to go play good ball. It doesn't mean they're guaranteed to win. Just want to see them, put up a good fight, and trust the guys. But do you want to give a final prediction for Game 7 since we'll be able to do the Monday recap?
What did I say for last night's game? Did I predict Denver just so that Minnesota would win? I think I said that.
Yeah. So,
I'm going to predict Denver, and you said, okay, now Minnesota's going to win by 30. And they
won. Yeah, Nick, man. I honestly hope you pick Denver. Pick Denver for me, please.
No prediction. I want to see a good, clean Game 7. The winner is a true winner.
I will have this one.
What's
that?
You can
stay away from this. You can stay away from this one, obviously. Yeah. I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going with my heart, always.
You have to go with your team. Go with your team. There's no other way. They've proven they can do it. It's not like you're just doing it to say it. They've proven they can beat this team.
Yeah, no. It's gonna be tough. Game 7. Don't know if it'll be a standalone. Obviously, we'll have to see if Knicks Pacers. But it's been great, and I'm really excited. Just to, like you said, watch a good game, hopefully. But shout out to the Timberwolves. Game 7s are always the best 2 words in sports, like we were talking off camera about.
Did they announce a time for the tip-off? I hope it's not at 10 o'clock.
No, they won't be for sure, but
It's on a
It'll
Sunday.
be latest 8:30, I think. Like,
Yeah, because it's on a Sunday, so
yeah, that and also
it's game
it
7.
depends if the Knicks Pacers have a game 7.
I feel like that game 7 would be probably like 2 or 3
3.
o'clock.
Yeah, my guess is 3.
Because
But
wasn't that was the case last year for the Celtics Sixers game? I think they played on like a Sunday.
yeah, no, they did. It was like Mother's Day, 3:30.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of that, though, that was Tatum's iconic 50-point game.
Yeah.
Knicks Pacers tonight, game 6. Another team facing elimination back in Indiana. Indiana won both so far. And the home team has won every game so far this series, so very different from the Timberwolves Nuggets. I guess for this one, it's going to come down to Tyrese Haliburton, that Pacers offense. Can they get back on track? They have that home crowd in front of them. But my gut's just telling me Jalen Brunson ends it tonight. I think it'll be a close game. But Knicks got back on track offensive-wise after that ugly game 4, but dominated game 5. So this series has also been full of close games and some. But give me the Knicks. I trust Jalen Brunson, and that will mean Celtics, Knicks 1 versus 2 seed ECF, which should be a good one. But I'm liking the Knicks tying Jalen Brunson to close it out.
I like the Knicks too. That would be my pick. Pacers have played well at home. You know, they've
Now the Pacers are going to win. Man. Great.
Well, they've competed, you know, with the 2 seed. This has been a great run from Indiana. They've shown they're competitive. Like you said, it all comes down to if Haliburton takes more than 7 shots.
Yeah, 9. Like he's got to take 20 shots like today.
Right.
Like
if he misses them, at least he's taking them.
You got to go down swinging. Like unless it's like a
Exactly.
close game and Pascal Siakam just has 40 points. Like, okay, maybe you don't take 20 shots if you're just that cold. But I want to see you go down swinging, put up a fight, not just concede the ball. Even though Indiana's got a lot of shot makers, he's got to go down swing if he's this like superstar that we saw at the beginning of last year and some spurts throughout the playoffs. He's had some 36 or like 35-point games here and there. So he has the ability to score. It'll be interesting to see though how Indiana responds to this blowout. I don't really take huge momentum because we saw Indiana blow them out game 4, and then New York comes back in game 5 and it's a 30-point win that way. So momentum, it's just a day-to-day thing in basketball. But I think this will be a much closer game. But I'm just trusting Jalen Brunson, probably another 40 ball for him. That dude is. It sucks that it's probably regular season award, but him or Tatum for that All-NBA 5th spot.
It'll probably be Brunson. Tatum, you know,
a lot of people were saying Tatum though just before, because are you going to have a 64-win team best player not on like first team All-NBA?
I mean,
that's the debate.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm here for the Brunson talk. I mean, Tatum's obviously really good, but like, I mean, the way Brunson, man, like I feel like playoffs have got to count for some of these All-NBA awards.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if Tatum wasn't on it just because he was surrounded by so many more pieces than Brunson is. I mean, Brunson's got a good team. Like, don't get me wrong. No disrespect. Just when you have Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis around you to score, like he didn't put up the numbers he put up last year, like, you know, 30 a game, stuff like that, MVP numbers. But that's just because his team around him got so much better. So it kind of took some of the weight off his shoulders. He still gets it from the media, obviously, but no, I think Jalen Brunson deserves first team. Like he's carried this New York team all the way back. Yeah. He's already building a legacy for himself in New York. So I wouldn't be surprised.
He's gonna have a statue. You know who he's gonna have a statue pretty soon next to Chris Kreider. Rangers legend. That we'll get into in our NHL recap.
Yeah, by Carolina.
But you know, respect to Jalen Brunson. I think Indiana will put up a great fight tonight. I'm expecting a close game, but I'm riding with the Knicks. And then I'm not sure if we have the slide for Thunder Mavs. That's tomorrow. We got because Saturday, obviously, we'll just be making videos Monday. So I want to get a prediction from you. For this game, since we will talk about it Monday. We might have a game 7 that day. We might have the Mavericks facing the winner of Nuggets Timberwolves. I guess I'll start with this one. I have taken the Mavs in 7 train, but I really do think they close it out tonight. I think, or tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I really just think they're the better, or not the better team, just more experience with the best player on the court. And I think there's a game, I've been saying it for a while now, but Kyrie will show up one of these games, at least scoring wise, because he hasn't been bad in these games. He just hasn't taken a lot of shots. He's just been kind of a playmaker, doing decent on defense, or pretty good actually on defense. And obviously the Dallas game in Game 5, holding Oklahoma City to 92 points. They can win in both ways. They've shown offense and defense. I just trust their experience more. It's nothing against Oklahoma City. They have 2 first-round picks this year, 3 first-round picks next year. I mean, they have the brightest future in the league. Obviously accomplished a lot, but I just don't see how they come back and win this series.
So I started out this series. I predicted the Thunder in 7.
Yeah, I did Mavs in 7.
You just said momentum is a day-to-day thing in basketball, which is very, very true. Momentum can swing quarter by quarter.
Mm-hmm.
With all that being said, with all the momentum it looks like Dallas has, I'm going to pick Dallas so that the Thunder get to go home and play in 7.
I respect it.
No, but realistically, no. That's just all jokes aside. I think the Thunder are going to win tonight because obviously my prediction is them in 7, and I trust Shea to get it done. I think he's going to have one of those iconic games that, we were talking about where he cements himself as a playoff riser, puts up, 40 or 45 or maybe 35 and 10 assists, something like that.
That's the key thing, though. 10 assists. We saw a game, even though they only scored 92, SGA had 30. It's going to be the players around him. Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Joe, Cason Wallace. Can they knock down their threes? Lou Dort, obviously a great defender. Can he hit his threes? That's the key I'm looking for in this game. If Thunder wants to move on, because SGA is going to get his. That Game 4 game was special. Game 5, he was still really good, but it's going to come down to the players around him.
Correct. I agree.
But with that being said, should be great ones. We look forward to recapping the series. I think pretty much every series will be wrapped up, and we'll know who is playing who on Monday, and we'll get into previews of those. I'm excited. I know, Nick, you are too.
Yep.
Boston already in it. But with that being said, thank you guys all for listening, and we'll catch you next one. Peace.